To attach the car seat to the car, you can use either a seat belt or lower attachments. Either choice is safe if done properly. Just don't use both at the same time. Check the angle indicator. This will ensure your child's head is properly reclined. If you're using a seat belt, pull it all the way out and test to make sure it's locked. Next, press down with your hand to put weight in the car seat or the base, and tighten the seatbelt or lower attachments. Finally, take the inch test. If your car seat does not move more than an inch side to side or front to back when pulled at the belt path, you're good to go. Have a safe ride.
Cheap doesn't always mean safe. Imagine strapping your newborn into a car seat only to find the harness won't tighten, or worse, the base wobbles with every bump. That's not just poor design, it's a potential fatal error. Baby Trend sells itself on affordability, but car seat techs call their infant seats a nightmare for babies under 6 months. So why are parents still buying them by the thousands? Because of price. And that's the trap. In this video, we break down 5 baby brands that put cost over safety. Brands you should think twice about before trusting with a child's life.
Your vehicle must have a seatbelt locking mode. Make sure the vehicle is on a level surface. Then place the child restraint so that the level line is level with the ground and it's not blocking the seatbelt buckle. An optional shoulder belt guide is on the back of the child restraint. This offers additional stability when installing without the base. Thread the vehicle seatbelt up and slide it into the seatbelt guide on the side of the child restraint. Pull the seatbelt down and slide it into the seatbelt guide on the opposite side of the child restraint.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Would you trust battlefield armor that cracks under stress just because it was cheap? If not, why would you trust a bargain car seat that carries the same flaw? The stakes are different, but the consequence is the same. One mistake and protection turns into exposure.
The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that babies ride rear-facing in the back seat until age 2. If you have a newborn, he won't have enough neck strength to hold his head up, so install the car seat at about a 45-degree angle to prevent his head from flopping forward. To ensure that the shoulder straps are in the correct position, place the harness retainer clip level with your baby's armpits, resting on his breastbone.
Baby Trend sells itself as budget equipment for new parents, but once you cut past the marketing, the cracks in the armor show. This is the story of a brand positioned as the go-to for savings. A family sees the price tag and breathes easy for a moment, thinking they've beaten the system. The stroller, car seat, or travel system displayed at the store promises security in bold print, safety in bright color, and comfort in soft fabric. But the cheaper the gear, the more you must question what corners were cut. You might save money in the short term, but the mission isn't about dollars, it's about survival. Car seat technicians, the people trained to set up and install these systems, often treat Baby Trend like faulty gear in the stockpile. Reports describe snaps that don't hold, straps that won't tighten, bases that rock side to side even when locked into place. A parent might think the seat is secure, but an impact will expose every weak point. Imagine strapping into body armor where the straps hang loose, the plates shift, and the padding slides. At rest, you look prepared. Under fire, the flaws appear. The brand's own claims amplify the tension. Baby Trend markets its seats and strollers as meeting standards of comfort and safety. But field evidence tells a harsher truth. Many professionals in child passenger safety refer to their infant seats as a nightmare, particularly for the most vulnerable. Babies under 6 months old. The newborn who cannot support their own head. The child whose only defense is the strength of the harness. That is where failures have the greatest consequence.
Ensure the child restraint is placed and buckled. Pull the shoulder belt out and slide it around the back of the child restraint. Thread the shoulder belt through the shoulder belt guide. Then guide the shoulder belt around the carrier. If you do not wish to use the optional shoulder belt guide, pull out all the shoulder belt webbing to put it into locked mode. While pushing down on the child restraint, pull up on the shoulder belt to remove all the slack from the vehicle lap belt. While pushing down on the child restraint, pull up on the shoulder belt to remove all the slack from the vehicle lap belt.
Behind the sales floor image, regulatory warnings compile. The Better Business Bureau stamped baby trend with its lowest rating, an F. That's not just a scarlet letter. It marks unresolved safety complaints, repeated recalls, and a company that leaves parents without answers. In the civilian consumer world, an F rating is the equivalent of a commander deemed unfit for duty yet still allowed to march their troops into the line of fire. The recalls themselves are blunt. Harness systems where the locking teeth fail, loosening mid-drive. Wheels on strollers separating without warning, detaching while rolling down sidewalks. Mid-march, the column splits as vital parts drop out of formation. The infant inside suffers the consequences of engineering oversight. These aren't isolated glitches. They're documented and serious enough to issue broad alerts. Now think about the analogy with weapons gear. A rifle sling that loosens under pressure makes the weapon awkward and unsafe, turning an advantage into a liability. A car seat harness that doesn't hold secure does the same. Both create an illusion of readiness while hiding fragility.
Check your work before every use. Hold the child restraint at each side and pull side to side and forward. It should not move more than 1 inch from the vehicle seat back or side to side. Make sure that the carrier is level so that the child's head does not fall forward. Always check that the car seat is secure before every use. Ensure the carry handle is placed in a locked position.
Both put the operator, in this case the caregiver and child, at greater danger than if the flaw had been visible from the start. That false sense of security is the most dangerous element of all. When you set your child into a baby trend seat, you see a plastic shell, bright cushions, and the printed promise of safety. You feel assurance. But when the belts slip or the base shakes, or the reviews show dozens of similar cases, you recognize the mirage. It wasn't armor. It was cheap plating. The budget model disguised real risk in the uniform of safety. The lesson is clear. Price-driven purchases in this arena can be more costly than expensive ones. On paper, you keep money in your pocket. In practice, you stake your child's safety on the weakest link in the system. It's a false victory, a bargain designed to catch parents in a trap disguised as savings. This was only the first brand in the lineup, one example of how marketing masks hazard behind a price cut. For more names operate with the same dangerous pattern, and each carries its own tactical flaw. The next one shifts the battlefield yet keeps the same fatal cost. When the casualty could be a child, the cost-cutting game has no winner. A cheap seat or stroller may look like armor, but faulty straps and loose frames make it nothing more than scrap metal in disguise. Price can never outweigh protection. That means avoiding discount racks, refusing secondhand gear with unknown histories, and spreading this warning before another parent walks into the same trap. Your choice isn't about saving pocket change, it's about safeguarding life. Subscribe and join a community that values clear-eyed analysis of real risks, whether on the battlefield or in the nursery.